So your Redwood Empire purchase planted a tree.
It did. It's a nice thing about Redwood Empire. For every bottle they sell, they will plant one tree. So currently to date, they've planted over 1.4 million trees.
So they've sold 1.4 million bottles?
Yeah, just over 1.4 million bottles.
Wow. And so the title of this bottle, Emerald Giant?
Emerald Giant.
The largest growing redwood species on the planet?
Yeah, so the thing about them is they're in the Sonoma Valley part of California, in Grayton, California. So a lot of their product is based on the redwood trees, hence the Redwood Empire. And this particular bottle is named after a specific tree. The Emerald Giant is about 359 feet tall, and they have it aged at around 1,180 years old. So it's a pretty cool story on these.
Have you been out there?
I have not.
I haven't either.
No. So you're talking that whole region, Sonoma Valley, north of San Francisco, up into that part of it where it goes all the way, extends all the way up into Oregon, up through there.
You're almost in Oregon.
Yes, yeah.
So I lived in Oregon for a little while and drove through here, but I didn't stick around. So okay.
Yeah, you see that region there along not too far from where they're at for the distillery. They're maybe, as the crow flies, maybe about 15, 20 miles inland from the coastline.
Yeah, I think they're the very bottom of that emerald.
They are. They're more.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
they're showing Eureka there for the Emerald Giant, and then the one they call Pipe Dream is probably closer to where they're at in Grayton.
I wonder why they call that thing the Pipe Dream.
I think they just name certain trees up there in that redwood region.
Well, yours is the cask strength version of Emerald Giant.
Yeah, so they have the regular ones, and then they have these cask strength ones. These are uncut, unfiltered.
Uncut.
This one's we're looking at today is 116.4 proof, and we're dealing with a 94% rye on the mash bill. So this one's going to be a little different. This one is a true rye whiskey. They have a bourbon one, they have a whiskey, and then they have this rye whiskey. So that's the one we're going to try today.
Okay. Now, I noticed this 1% wheat.
Correct.
Now, that should matter. That really should matter. That should have that lingering, hopefully that adds that lingering kind of creamier hold on your palate. I like how they're saying it's going to be with the dark chocolate.
Yeah, I noticed that too. When they're talking about the palate, they're talking about more of an Earl Grey tea, and they're going to say this is a little more viscous. So maybe this has a little bit more oils to it and everything like that. But when they start talking about that dark chocolate coffee bean type of flavor, I'm looking forward to that if that's true.
Absolutely.
And these are aged at least 4 years.
Right. Is it 4 to 6 blend?
4 to 6, depending.
Well, you don't know. I mean,
No.
we'll never know
No.
whatever the master head distiller, whatever blender expert chooses, right?
Yeah, and when you look at the color on this, I mean, this has a dark color right off the bat.
It is dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's
and
dark.
The bottle itself with the labeling and everything, it's a nice looking bottle. They really put some time into the labeling and everything on this.
Yeah, there's a saying here. So most people are on the world, not in it. So, yeah, we're over 100. So what do we got in the back here? We are nothing. It's not stating a special, run or anything, a special line, or it's uncut, unfiltered. Yeah, you don't see anything about, a specific numbering, do you?
No.
No, it's not. It's kind of you don't know. It's I see that when they just want to be consistent, right?
Right.
And they're going to ensure it's consistent.
I think when we were looking for this and the race was on to try to find this, I think if you look now, I think their Pipe Dream bourbon might be sold out. And even trying to find this, it wasn't in the regular aisles of most places that we were shopping at. We actually had to go around and ask and look for it in order to find this. And even though they say that this is retailing for about $70 a bottle, I think we ended up paying around $90.
Ooh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, this was a little bit more up there by the time we got a hold of one of these.
So they know what they're sitting on, these places.
Yeah. Initially, when you and I first talked about this and I went out and was looking for this, I found the regular ones that you could find on the shelf, not the cask strength.
Yeah.
And it was there, and it was probably in the $35 range.
Right.
But just going around this region trying to find it proved a bit of a challenge until we located it. So, yeah, it's not on the shelves out there where you're just going to run into it at your local store.
No, I still have not seen it.
Yeah.
Even when I was looking for the other bottle,
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah. So we got lucky, just knowing a couple different places that we frequent. Outside the commercial establishments, more of the local owned type of place.
Oh, that's where you took it?
Yeah,
That's
we
where
went
you-
in there, and they're pretty good about having some of the off the wall stuff. And fortunately, they had one of these in there.
All the way from California.
Yeah, so this ought to be interesting.
You want to try it there?
Yeah, so we've been talking a little bit more about these different ones from California, and with this being at the 116.4,
That's a nice sound. Real cork.
The color is what gets me on this one. I like that nice. They call it more of a burnt orange or an amber looking color, but I definitely like the look on this one.
It's. I think the label assists in being a little darker because it's keeps the light out.
Yeah, it lightens up a
keeps
little
the
bit.
light out. Yeah, it lightens up a little bit. Still nice color. Swirls around real easy there.
Almost getting like a sherry note in there.
I'm getting the spice and the.
A little more floral.
Yep. Yeah, floral. That smells really good.
A little bit of that citrus, maybe that orange peel.
You know it's over 100. It's got that in there.
Right.
Yeah, you know that's there. Let this thing roll around here. All right, it's calmed down a little bit. Smells really good. I'm going to try this. Whoa. That's different.
That's a little hit there.
Holy moly. That is different.
That's very different.
I didn't expect that.
No.
Did you?
No.
Wow. That is wild. Floral, fruity, turns to caramel. It rewards you in the end. I like that. I've only said that about about two other ryes. It's very rare I can get that caramel reward in the end, and I love that when that's accomplished.
Yeah, when
that's
it's,
not.
yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time. That does not happen all the time. It's thicker.
Yeah, and that's one of the profiles on this was it's supposed to be a little more viscous. It's going to have a little bit more of that.
Wow.
That oil and everything to it.
Wow. This reminds me of another rye that I tried. It was too florally. This has got just enough the floral, moves on, just enough citrus moves on or whatever, and the caramel sticks around, and the spice stays with it, and it's thicker. Wow.
The nice thing about this one, it doesn't hit you with like the high alcohol, like that ethanol.
It did not feel
No.
over 100. No. Wow, that is good. If someone ever made a cocktail out of this, they should go to prison. This is so good. Oh, man.
And we were talking about that earlier, that there are certain ones out there that, you're going to make your old fashions or you're going to make your Manhattans with, but you're going to lose all that flavor and you're going to lose all that character when you do that.
Oh, this is delicious. Now, these guys, I did notice their YouTube channel. So they're those white label, lower entry level versions of these. They're all about you making cocktails.
Sure.
They have a ton of cocktail videos. So they're all about that. But I hope to God nobody makes a cocktail with this.
Yeah, so if you go out and you get one of those, the entry level ones, if you want, not the cask strength
Yeah,
ones.
$30
They've got a great website to go on there with all the drink different recipes, and they actually break it down by various ones. Like for the Emerald Giant here, they'll give you specific cocktail recipes just based on the Emerald Giant. If you're looking for the Pipe Dream, they'll give you specific recipes based on the Pipe Dream.
Oh.
And just looking at that, there were some interesting cocktail mixtures on there. So if you get into that up there under the
Was that in there?
yeah, it's up there under the go to the Explorer area up there, I believe. Cocktails, yeah.
Nice.
And that's when you click on that on their webpage, you go to cocktails, and there you have. Yep, Lost Monarch, you got the Emerald Giant, and for each one, you've got the Emerald Canopy, which I think is related to.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, with the lemon in it and the lemon juice.
Wow, that looks delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, $30 bottle of this rye, $30 version. Yeah, it'd be a delicious old fashioned. Sour. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. The Empire Manhattan. Yeah, it's just.
That's the
Yeah.
That's the Pipe Dream bourbon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do a Yeah, Manhattan would be good. Wow. Yeah, but they better not make a cocktail with this one. This is so good. Wow.
I don't know, old fashioned or a Manhattan with this, a couple Luxardo cherries. I mean, that might be the way to go.
That's flexing.
Yeah.
That's some serious flexing.
Yeah.
You make an old fashioned with this?
Yeah, come to my house. I'll make you one with this. Throw a couple good cherries in there for you. Some orange bitters. Hell yeah.
Oh man, this is good. It's funny because you were, I think, the most skeptical of this one, right?
I was, because of the rye. I'm not typically a rye person, especially with this high of a rye with the content. I was a little skeptical of it. And looking at them and kind of doing a review, and like the other one we talked about, this has been out for a while, so this is nothing new. So depending on who you're talking to or some of the other previews, the Pipe Dream, maybe not so much. People had a lot of good reviews about this. But me not being a high rye person, I wasn't sure what to expect on this. And that last bottle that we reviewed compared to this one, this one gives a little bit more of that hit to it, a little bit more of that spicy note that the other one didn't have. Yeah.
Do you get any mint? Because
yes.
You got the mint?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be there. That is just too good.
Yeah, this is not going to disappoint if you want to.
That is just too good.
Yep.
Wow. I'm going to try a little water. See if it brings out anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to release anything in that like the other one.
A little water. That is too good. Yeah, I wanted to discuss this whole location aspect. So here they are, Creighton Distilling Co. And they, they're not like right on the water.
They're not. That's what I said. If you're looking at where they're located, they're definitely inland. But if you're, as the crow flies, I think you're about 15, 20 miles from the coastline. So they're north of San Francisco. So they're going to be in that higher elevation there. And if you think about it, they're in Sonoma County. So they're kind of more in that wine region than anything else. So whatever flavor profiles you would get out of your Sonoma Valley wines, that's what we're getting here on their product.
So you suppose that this is Rickhouse's?
Could be.
So now these guys, they're about this vicinity, right? So they get warm summer Mediterranean.
Yeah, that Mediterranean type of climate.
Have you been there?
No.
No, I haven't either.
No.
I mean, I've driven through, but I didn't get to enjoy anything.
Yeah.
So Mediterranean. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. Like, for example, here's today. They have that's what, a 30
degree swing.
Yeah.
From daylight to nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
And look at this graph. So that's your swing. There's your help in making those barrels just do their job. It doesn't look like an exciting spot, right?
No, the other thing I'm looking at there is the dew point, the humidity compared to like maybe your Kentucky region or something like that.
Is this the dew dropping or
Dew point 42, drier.
Oh, okay, drier.
Not as much in the moisture content in the air that you would have in certain regions like your Tennessees or especially here where we're at in the summertime. Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite. I was curious. I was like, what can they pull off? Because I mean, the wine thing is one thing, but to get this bourbon to go in and out of, or this whiskey to go in and out of these barrels, I was skeptical.
Being that close to the coastline, if they are storing it there, how much of that salt air that's blowing in, and of course, depending on the time of year, the wind shift where you're coming in off the mountains versus off the ocean, and you're getting a little bit of that salt air coming in. Sure.
You think so? That far in?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys, I think, I don't know the whole fact of this thing, but it seems like they changed names, and that I couldn't determine if some of this was sourced or not, because of really don't know.
Now, when they give you the profile, they talk about the color, they talk about the mash bill, they talk about the notes on the palate, the nose.
Yeah.
They really don't get into where they're sourcing all of this from when you talk about Redwood.
Now, they do have a cool custom still. They do have their own system here. So, like production, they do have their own. From what I heard here is that it's a custom still.
Yeah.
And they're pushing for high grade, I would hope food grade grains, a lot of California grains. Hope it's human grade, and then
when we're talking about the mash bill there, we're talking about they prize their malted barley for its chocolate notes. And if you go back and you look at this, I think this one scored out at a 90 on some of the world stage
ratings.
Yeah, for the rating.
Yeah, 90 or 91, right?
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of theirs were pretty highly rated.
So they got this innovative micro column still. They have rack house here in West Sonoma County, moderate seasonal.
Yeah, and that's what they're talking about with their rack house based on their climate for where they're at there in Northern California compared to other locations.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what in this particular one if this juice was sourced or not. I don't know. I couldn't 100% determine when I was looking into that.
Right. Yeah, I think we talked about that before, about the various climates that some of these places are located in, and what kind of temperature swings or humidity or heat or coolness that they're getting, compared to other parts of the country that we've talked about.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where it came from as long as it tastes this good. This is amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. I mean, a lot of people, you're looking at something that came out of California wine country, and you're thinking, is this going to be worth it or not? And this is definitely. Well, you're not going to be disappointed, both on the nose and on the palate. That's amazing.
The floral. I mean, you got to be a little open-minded to the floral aspect. The first time I tasted an overly floral rye, it was kind of shocking. Still don't enjoy that one to this day. Made a drink with the rest of it. It worked out. It's kind of funny. You take a over floral rye and you make an oldie with it. Turns out shockingly good.
Yeah,
it was wild.
Well, that's what we were saying. You wouldn't want to waste this on a mixed cocktail or even an old fashioned or a Manhattan, but you could, and it would probably be damn good if you did.
It'd probably be out of this world.
Yeah, absolutely.
People wouldn't know what you did.
Right.
This is delicious. I got to get one of these for myself. I need to get two.
Yeah, this was worth the pursuit.
Save one, drink one. This was good.
Yeah, I wonder what this would be like sitting aged for a couple of years, because a lot of these are in that 4 to 6 year range when they do these. So
I don't know if they improve.
Not in the bottle, at least.
No, not in the bottle, at least. I don't know if the only aging thing I can think of is now that yours has some air.
Right.
What's going to happen to it? Because when you taste this thing in a month and 2 months, if you let me know if you think it's improving or doing whatever. But I know I need to get one and just stock it away. I don't think they're going to do it. You never know when they're going to run a shortage on a cask strength.
Oh, sure.
Because the thing is hopefully the numbers pay off and they keep doing it.
Yeah.
But if the numbers don't pay off, then they're going to maybe just focus on the white label $30 one, and then we're...
Well, that all goes back to the 1.4 million trees that they've planted. So they've sold over 1.4 million bottles. So obviously somebody's out there buying it, whether it's the cask strength, the regular one, any of their limited edition ones. People are buying these, so it must be pretty good.
Did you hear something about them being the biggest, basically whiskey producer of all California?
No.
Yeah, I think I read or heard them being the number one output of this product in the state. That's what I think I heard.
Yeah, because typically we think of California, we think of wine,
right?
That's our wine region there. There's we even talked about it before with like David Finney and Burning Chair, and he shifted from wines to trying to create a bourbon. So you really don't think of that region for your bourbons or your whiskeys or anything.
Yeah, I wonder if they went this route and the aspect of supporting the forest, not doing wine, so it's helping support the forest, taking that angle, probably help the local support, right? Hey, everybody's doing wine. Yeah. What are you doing this for? And well, we're going to support the forest. We have a method. We have an idea. Yeah. We have a business plan. And they're like, okay, that's going to work.
And I think some of these, like Redwood Empire, everybody does wine in that region, so they're probably looking at what else can we do, putting their talents to work on something other than just everybody does wine out there.
Yeah.
So they're probably looking at it from what else can we branch out into? What else can I focus my education, my background and everything into? And let's just get away from the wine. Let's try something else. And
it seems like I think the top two people there, they've been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're proud of it, and they have a good system.
Yeah, and it's, you take a product like this and you think about all the traditional ones that we normally would talk about, either from your scotches or your bourbons, and you bring somebody like this into the game, and let's shake it up a little bit and see what else the people are doing out there.
I am shocked that, this has been out a year.
Yeah.
And we hear about it from one person. That's shocking.
Yeah, and that's so you figure we're here on the East Coast as opposed to out there and out for a year, and we've just been talking about this in the past couple of weeks, and took us that long to find it, and then finally we're sitting down talking about it now.
So you think maybe that side of the United States, they're more into this? They're already aware of it, probably seeing it more?
No, it's, if you look around out there on what's going on online, people have been talking about this, but it's been a lot of positive reviews.
It has.
This particular bottle here, I don't think I've seen anything or anyone talking about it in a negative light.
No.
It's just a matter of, it just seems like it's just suddenly caught on, and now all of a sudden we're all talking about it.
And that's how many brands we know that are just absolutely amazing. They take a while.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder how many other closet really good ones are out there that nobody has really tried yet because they're not one of the big well-known brands.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can keep up with this cask strength. That's you're losing a lot of the barrel to do these cask. You can only get 190 of these bottles out of a barrel, and who knows what their loss is out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm going to recommend this, don't waste your time going out and getting one of the regular off-the-shelf bottles. Do yourself the favor of at least finding one of these in the cask strength with the unfiltered and give that a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. This is a home run. Wow. So good. Well, thank you.
Well, that's a good recommendation.
Wow.